Today in Draw My Life, Madagascar, the Lost Movie. I remember the first time I saw Madagascar at the cinema. What I liked the most were its charismatic characters, and visually, I thought it was amazing. When I came out of the movie theater, I told my friends that it was undoubtedly one of my favorite movies. The following days, I became obsessed, searching for everything I could find about the movie. Behind the scenes, Easter eggs, symbolisms, everything about the film. After a few days of research, I found a page that said something like the true ending of Madagascar. Obviously, I clicked on it, and it took me to another page while a million pages of ads popped up. Don't you hate it when it happens? I started closing them like crazy and accidentally clicked play on a video on the main page. The first thing that appeared was the title of Madagascar, but without color, like it was unfinished. The film started out quite similar to the original. The animation wasn't quite finished and one or two details were different, but not very relevant. But before the video played, there was a warning. This alternate ending of Madagascar has been changed to match its demographic and deals with topics that are not appropriate for children. So if either you're a child or someone with sensory issues, please don't watch this. Viewer discretion is advised. I had a blank expression on my face. I hope it's just a parody ending. I spoke, trying to reassure myself. I don't want to waste time, so I'll cut right to the point. The good stuff started with the scene where Marty, Melvin, and Gloria were trying to escape from the fosas. The penguins then came to the rescue. However, there were too many fosas for the animals and penguins to fight. Just then, the gang heard of a ferocious roar. It was coming from none other than Alex. Alex? Marty asked before punching a fosa in the face with his hubs. "That's my kill! Mine!" said Alex before dropping down to the ground. He proceeded to walk towards Marty, growling, looking deranged. "Alex is hungry. Alex, eat," he said, still walking towards his best friend. Alex then bared his claws as the ominous music continued playing. A couple of fosas sprinkled salt all over Marty as the lion was still walking up to him. Alex's eyes began to form into a shade dark of red, and when he moved his teeth towards Marty, instead of whispering, "It's showtime," as in the finale of the film, he bit Marty on the neck. Marty screamed agonizingly as the actor Chris Rock was getting tortured. Melvin and Gloria stared in shock at what was happening before exchanging glances. Alex continued gnawing his teeth in Marty's neck until drops of blood were dripping from his neck. Then, his eyes dilated. Alex pried his teeth away from Marty, and the latter collapsed with no pulse. He then sucked the blood of his fingers and sighed in relief. "That was a good, tasty zebra," said Alex before looking directly at Gloria and Melvin. It cut to a shot of Alex staring at the two animals, who are off-screen as if he was staring at me. I felt extremely uncomfortable watching this. I closed my eyes until the staring was over. Melvin broke the silence by shouting, "Run, Gloria, run!" The giraffe and hippo made a run for it before Alex chased after them on all fours. He lunged onto Melvin and started biting him. Melvin began screaming. It wasn't funny, but rather blood-curdling and agonizing. The hippo screamed, watching her boyfriend being mauled by her friend-turned-predator. The blood was minor, but it was still shocking to see Melvin's corpse. His eyes were blank. His mouth was agape, and he was crying blood. Alex then slowly turned to Gloria, grinning sinisterly before saying, "I'm hungry for some hippo." Gloria ran away screaming, looking for a place to hide, as Alex chased after her. Gloria hid in a bush, and she panted to catch a breath. She looked through the bushes to catch a sight of Alex, but he was nowhere to be seen. Gloria sighed in relief. However, she heard a voice saying, "Let's play Hungry, Hungry Hippos." As Gloria turned around, it was Alex with his pupils dilated. "Alex, please, we're friends, not food. Don't do this." Gloria pleaded as Alex stared right at her before he lunged onto her. It cut to a shot of the bush rustling as we could hear Alex roaring and Gloria letting out a blood-curdling scream. The screaming stopped as soon as the bush stopped rustling. It then cut to the penguins alone in the rocky setting. "Well, boys, this is it. The lion has come down a dark path, Skipper said. Private began to sob. I don't want to be poultry. I'm just a cute little penguin. Kowalski heard Alex roars. It seems like we're done for. The oversized feline had found us, he remarked worriedly. Alex emerged from the bushes and walked up to the 4 penguins. It was nice knowing you, boys, said Skipper sadly. Alex began to prick Private up with his jaw while the latter screamed before swallowing him whole. Rico was shocked before he started to run. Skipper and Kowalski ran too. Alex pounced on Rico and ate him whole. Kowalski, what do we do now? Skipper asked with concern. Kowalski thought for a second before saying, we have to get to the cruise ship before any other predators try to consume us. Affirmative, said Skipper. The 2 remaining penguins ran through the forest, catching a sight of the cruise ship, as seen earlier in the film. However, Alex jumped out from a bush just like a jump scare and attacked Kowalski. I could hear Kowalski's agonizing scream as he was being eaten alive by Alex. Skipper watched in horror before falling to his rear and sulking. You're next, avian boy, Alex teased as he slowly approached Skipper. It showed a shot of Skipper's point of view of Alex's face until he threw his face forward with a slack jaw, and it cut to black with Skipper screaming. Then it faded to a scene where the Fosas were chatting. Just then, Alex approached the hideout. My Fosas, I'm your king now. We pray, we hunt, we eat, and we roam. Bow down to me, Alex monologues. The Fosas bowed to Alex, accepting him as their king. Then he lifted his head up and roared into the sky. The Fosas then roared with him. Alongside, a dramatic music played while the camera panned into the gray, cloudy sky. Then it faded to black. The video then ended, and I was appalled. I had never seen a twisted version of Madagascar. I grasped my hands over my face as I was crying. I never knew people could add creepy things in animated DreamWorks films, like what they do with Pixar. I wanted to delete the file, but I kept it because I thought it would be a good idea if people wouldn't believe me. I posted the video to Google Drive and sent my friends the link. They were appalled too. Madagascar was a good movie from my childhood, but what I saw will always be in my nightmares. So be careful what links you click on. What do you think of this alternate ending? And if you didn't find it scary enough, go check out our video on Monsters Inc. and subscribe to the channel if you want more. See you next time!